Okay, there's a lot to say on this topic, but I just looked a little bit at the Megala Lucas, and we'll just mention mention this idea. When you open up Arizal Shar Gugulim, you find that the world is broken down into two kaiches. There's a kaich of two paths. There's two kaiches of people in the world. You have people that are from the Gilgulim of Kayin. They have a shaykhis to not per se Gilgulim, but from the kaich of Kayin. They're Kayin's midah, and you have people that are from the midah of Hevel. Okay, and you find that these throughout history, there's always
there's only two types.
there are many types, but there's many subcategories of that. But there's two distinct paths in Bnei Adam, and Cain and Hevel. You think it's just a story that came and went? No, the Kayach of Cain and the Kayach of Hevel continued. And one of the famous, more famous ones is today is this conversion today. Conversion, the of Moshe Rabbeinu and Yisro meeting. This week's parasha coming Yisro and Moshe. There's some sort of tremendous tikkun going on of the tikkun of Cain and Hevel making a tikkun. Okay, Cain and Hevel obviously was a very big was a big brach to the Welt, right? Like the first two children in the world end up having this struggle, and they both needed tikkunim. Yisro is a Gilgal of Cain. That's why Yisro is called Caini, right? It has to do with Cain. And Moshe is a Gilgal of Hevel. Hevel is who is the original Gilgal of Hevel. Shais came back, right? Like the pasuk says, "Kishasi Elikim Zera Achar Tachas Hevel Asher Haroga Cain." Shais is the Tachas Hevel. So Shais is Torah says he's Tachas Hevel. He's Hevel. Moshe is Minamayim Mishisihu, right? Because the sherish of Mishisihu is Shais. Moshe Rabbeinu is the bechin of Shais ben Adam. We mentioned in the past, right? Moshe Rabbeinu is the bechin of Shais ben Adam, right? He is Noilad after Kuf Lamed Shana of Shibud, right? Because Shais was born after 130 years of Adam, who is Yoshe B'Saka B'Tanisa, after the Chet of Eitz Adas. Adam Harishon, he sat and he did tshuva for 130 years. He was miyasser himself, right? And the 130 years of Adam Harishon being miyasser himself, of torturing himself in doing his tshuva for the Chet of Eitz Adas, right, corresponds to the first 130 years of Klal Yisrael in Galus Mitzrayim. Galus Mitzrayim was a total of 210 years. The first 130 years is Keneged, the Yimei Adam Harishon of his first 130 years. Who was born after 130 years by Adam? Shais is born. When's Moshe Rabbeinu born? Moshe Rabbeinu was born 130 years into Shiva Mitzrayim. He was 80 years old by the Gula, which right, and it's a total of 210 years. So the correspondence is perfect, right? Klal Yisrael going through the struggle until the tikkunim of the galus until Moshe Rabbeinu is born. Even as far as the years go, it's equivalent to Moshe to the first 130 years of galus, and Moshe Rabbeinu being born. He says like this, that the Megala Muka says that Yisro is making Moshe Rabbeinu aware, right, that he is me and you together is a tikkun of Bnei Adam Arishain, and he tells him Ani Chaysencha Yisrael, right, which is he says Achi, right? Rashi Tevis Achi, right? I'm your brother. Ani Chaysencha Yisrael.
I didn't know that. I'm not showing off. I didn't actually know that.
Oh, okay, good. Ani Chaysencha Yisrael. He says I'm Achi, I'm your brother. Okay. He says interesting. He says that Cain originally, right, when he killed Hevel, Hashem says, "Ay Hevel achicha." What does Cain tell him? Hashem achi anaychi, right? What does that Megal Mukas Taich up to mean? He says that there's no Matan Torah yet, right? Before Matan Torah, so there's no tikkun. Me and my brother and Hevel. Hevel's not doing anything big. There's no Torah yet. He says, "Hashem achi anaychi." Did my brother Heva, was he Shimer the first mitzvah of Torah of Anochi Hashem Alikecha? Meaning, was he Mekabel Torah yet? So Mela, he says. So he was tiding that there's no big deal, right? I killed him, big deal, right? There's no Torah, right? There's what's the big deal that I killed him? You know, Tainach, you have a Torah. Torah says like Sirtzach, Mahatzach, right? He wasn't Shomer Anochi. He wasn't Shomer he wasn't Mekabel Torah yet, and Mimela, he's kind of time, so it's not a problem to do like Sirtzach, right? Not only that, the Megal Mukha says you look at the luchais, right? You have five dibros on the first luach and 5 dibros on the other luach, and they correspond. And Noichi corresponds. Leis Yirtzach. Noichi is the first one on the right luach, and Leis Yirtzach is the correspondence. Avazoi Vait. He's not Mekayim Noichi. Hashem Lekach, he doesn't have the Seres Adibus. Hashem Achi Anochi was have Makabel the Torah. Oh, so he doesn't have Anochi, he doesn't have Leis Yirtzach. So what does Rebbe Hashem respond to Cain? He says, fine, maybe you're right. There is no Leis Yirtzach. But one thing you know is you can't be Avodah by the Zara, right? You're mine. I created the world. Everyone knew there's no such thing as Avodah Zara even before Matan Torah. So he told him that he says that, so he told him, HaKadosh Baruch Hu told him that called me'achicha tzoikim a lie, right? It ends up being that it's tzoik a lie, that when there's ritzicha in the velt, this is an equivalent to Avodah Zara. Why is it equivalent? One second. So you say tzoikim a rasa shokol kitrik shel demei achicha makatrigim tzoikim kol kach k'may ois avish megia elai v'oinish aneish shavar zeh. He told Mafal Pika, and he says, "Like sirtzach to you think what's the big deal, right?" The way I understand it is like this: that Cain and Hevel, they see the world a lot different than we see it, right? They see a goof as just being like a shoe, right, on a person, right? What's a goof, right? If I take someone's jacket, okay, I'll get another jacket, or I'll manage without his jacket. What's a goof when you understand what a person is, what a neshama is? So fine, you took his goof, big deal. Hevel, let's say, as we know, Hevel continued having many Tailad. They said, I'll Hevel, right? So what's the big deal? Kadosh Baruch Hu to be megalatim. No, that when I put a person into this world, his goof is so important that the pagam of a goof is equivalent to Avodah Zarah. Not that it corresponds per se. He's not really saying the exact correspondence, but he just said no. It's tzoikim a lie. Right, that mamish makes pagam a lie. Mamish it's as if you're denying anochi. It's kilo you're staring me mamish. Once HaKadosh Baruch Hu told him that Ritzicha is Azayv Avodah Zarah, Kai Taka said, "God Avayim in the sight." He chapped that it's a terrible madrega of that he's fallen to by doing this Ritzicha. Anyway, Bekitzer, that is a few remozim on Cain and Hevel, Yisro and Moshe Rabbeinu, and we'll leave it at that.